right thumb.
Yeah. Well, here we are. We're up at Boundary Creek. This is a fairly tough life. Jay's been entertaining us with stories for the last couple days, and he's got 1 million of them and 1 million more to go. And then there's Jimmy behind him. He's a drink mixer and the steak cooker. And in fact, there those dudes are.
Or is this Jimmy Haverstead?
And we're talking tough times on the river, and more to come. This river is a lot higher. These guys are scared shitless right now.
You're doing really. I'll interview John Haverstead.
Right now we've had a request from. We've had a request from.
Barney, get your ass. Yeah.
We've had a.
Joe Barney reporting live from Boundary Creek. We have with us today Mr. John Haverstead. And John is here to verify the report that there are no women aboard.
No women.
John, take it.
In fact, we've had a request from 6 of these guys. I'm the 7th. But 6 of these guys have asked me to verify that they did not have women on board.
No way,
and
no way.
That's right. I know I didn't, but and I vouch for these guys too. I mean, we're talking straight shooters.
You're moving that camera too fucking fast, Rod. You'll have to flip that.
Huh?
Take it down the river. You guarantee not to burn out? No. You better be.
Well, I'm not sure. I think things mellowed out a little bit here. Hey, Rod. Well, we see what he does best.
What? Is there beer around here? I only had 2 today. Just 2.
Yeah, he's starting out with 2 beers. This time we're going to monitor the cooler.
Do another commentary. Should be safe now that John's behind the camera. Let me get my microphone, John. This is for Bonnie.
Barney, don't bother.
All those things you've been saying all day, John, giving me shit.
Hey, you know what? There's one way to turn Barney off. You press the button right now. Let him set back down in his proper position in life now.
We up between me knees, stickectomy here.
God, what dexterity. God, look at how he does that.
Hold up your fork. Everyone hold up your fork.
Where's my fork?
Everyone hold up your
Surgical
fork.
tools? Called a finger fork.
Who bought these things anyway? They're defective.
God, it's got to be an attorney over there. Someone talking about a defect.
Right here. Here's the defect.
Was there empty beer around?
Definitely product liability.
Now this will be narrated by Mr. Barney.
We're here at Boundary Creek, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. John Haverstead, our video man, is doing a commentary on Boundary Creek and how it's
Tame water.
tame water.
This is only 6 foot now.
Thank you, John. Has risen from last year's attempt to.
Well, I think, by golly, according to that sign over this, is 6.25. Yeah, it'd be a little bit different than last year at 3 foot. All right. Ain't no place to eddy out there. Well, Monday morning, I think we got about 9:45. We're waiting on Barney. He forgot his reel. We'll watch Ryder dress there. He does it so nice. Rude's smiling. Come on, Rude. Do something. All right, brother. Ready. All right, Rod, say something. White water. Ah! White water. We'll go back on that and come right up on it. Say, Rod, you swear to tell you swear that what you tell will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. 2 beers. Whole trip. All right. You know, this could be grounds for disbarment. No, no. All right, that's what 6'2" of water looks like at the launch area. Woo! All right, Jay's got a salute. May your fanny stay dry.
I got the best captain, so I'm going to be okay.
Annie, for God's sakes, could you tell your husband how to dress? He can't even put the suit on right side. Got it bass-ackwards.
That was down.
Next time we'll bring you along, Annie, so you can dress him.
Back to square one.
And that, folks, is one big Wanigan. Woo! Stay out of the way of that, mother. Always got to be a last person dragging in.
Yeah, because I was going to be on top of the spring, like you talked about. What? I thought the key was going to be on top of the spring, like we talked about last night. Just got the 8, like you talked about.
And as usual, Barney's holding up the party. He's about to get run out by the river guides here. Why don't you tell us how we scouted Velvet?
See, we scouted it from Boundary Creek. We knew it was going to be there, and so we came down and scouted it right at the top, right before you drop over this 20-foot drop. The hugest wave I've ever seen. And first you go down like this, and then you scout it next going up like that. And if you're me and Jay, then you scout it coming back down. And then you scout it from sideways. From down here in the bottom of the raft. Spreading water. Spreading water.
Then you bail how much water out?
Lot. Enough to... Hell, he got us through though. The guy's great. enough to feed the whole city of Los Angeles. Right here in this boat. All vouch for...
Hey, guide dog down there, why don't you tell us how you scouted Velvet?
Yeah. That's right. That's how you scout it. Boys, this is Velvet.
Hey, Varney, why don't you and Ryder tell us all about it? We didn't get to sit in the front of the boat.
Well, John, I just like to start by saying there I was. Sitting on the front of the boat. Bailing badly. And all of a sudden, we're looking over and straight down. And you and I both together said simultaneously, "Oh, shit!"
Well, Rude, would you care to give us your comments?
I can tell when your brother is panicking because he says, "Bail! Bail! Bail!"
needless to say, someplace back up there's Velvet. We did a great job of scouting that there sucker. Woo. Apologize for all the flat water here, folks, but our guide dog wouldn't stop up there where we were supposed to take all these pictures.
So we took all that water.
So, yeah, Barney says we just took water instead.
We brought a lot of that white water down here with us.
Mark, you can explain why you're wearing the dry suit now when you started out.
Yeah. Yeah, he started out macho. Now let's hear it, Barney.
Now, why are you in the swimpy outfit now?
Well, it seems that the water temperature, due to the water temperature and Don Hammerstad's obsession with steering us into the biggest waves constantly, forced me to wear this dry suit. Now I'm ready for you, John. Go for it.
All right, Joe. Go for it. Now like to tell us how they went through slide.
Well, I'll tell you how he went through the slide. I was sitting there, and this fucking oar started swinging out, you know, so I told Roddy on the rest.
Hey, now everybody's going to be watching this, Jay. We got to monitor our language.
How can I tell the story? Because he did most of the speaking, you know? All right. Well, he goes, I'm sitting there, and I said, the oar's swinging out, and here comes, was it the slide? The slide.
It's open slide.
And he says, get the bleeping oar. I said, okay, you know, so he reached out, and he wants to yank this way. Well, it's all bleeping away. You can pull it in, you like that. And so I started to push it out, and he's, I don't know what he's thinking of me. He says, well, he says, get the fucking oar. I wanted to say, what the fuck you not gonna do?
What the fuck else can I do?
The water's up to here, and his face is right there, and I thought he was...
Well, I didn't know if he was going to leave the boat. We were no, I was going to dive out and swim out of the truck.
Hey, Rod, now is that your first or second bear?
Oh, this is still on. Well, this may be... I've only got 2 in the boat.
He's been stuck in this thing since Boundary Creek. I've been watching.
Did he fill it up at Velvet?
Yeah, it's right. If we filled everything else up, including these things.
This is Chutes. Unfortunately, they didn't give me much time here. Jim didn't get stopped. Well, that there's Lower Powerhouse. And we really don't think we can get much for a video of the boats going through there, so we're just kind of going to run it. The whole idea is to kind of get out here in the middle of the river right in here. There's that rock right there. We decided we're going to come just on the right-hand side of that. And there's some weeds down in there, and we want to get just to the left of them, and we want to get to the right of that big wash hole. Then we're going to pull like crazy for the left. We'll see how many make it through.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is the end of day 1. We got old Joe Bump's campsite here tonight. We're now seeing a high-tech tent installation. Come on, Rod, show us your farm. Yeah, maybe we better look at the cooks over here. Come on, Rude, smile. Jesus.
We are salad makers.
If we can get the bag open.
Okay, Barney.
New special, are you?
All right, now, folks, this is what's called a Joe Varney special tent.
He's got the patent on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Talking big money here. The first.
Yeah.
And I'd just like to say, if Bonnie's going to watch this film, that, you know, Bonnie, we can all be forgetful. And we can all have our problems. John has his problems every once.
Back over where he's supposed to be rather than running his mouth here. Barney, go stake your tent up. Tell us where your poles are, Barney.
Well, I guess
Probably
I just
right
have
where
to.
your fishing reel is. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it is. But I know for one thing, I won't go on a camping trip with one girlfriend. And this is Joe Varney with the famous narrator, Dick Ryder.
Breaking bird shit off the tombstone of Elmer Purcell.
Good, Dick. Go ahead.
Pick this up from there.
Yeah, go ahead.
The grave of Elmer Purcell is located along the trail several hundred yards downstream from Joe Bump's cabin, which we'll see in a little bit, folks. As it turns out, old Joe suffered a fatal heart attack. He was laid to rest where he had fallen, in his own prospect hole. His old friends gathered at his graveside to read the Bible, but fast-falling darkness made it impossible to read, so one member of the group said the Lord's Prayer instead. May you rest in peace, Elmer.
And here comes Jay,
Who has just...
Joe Bump. Oh, that's not even Bump.
Let me tell you about this old place. See the inside, you'd really appreciate it. It says here that darkness sets early during the winter in the middle Fort Canyon. That's where we are right here. Joe endured the winter of 1947 with no other light than the fire from his stove. He made arrangements with a fellow to pack in enough kerosene to run his lamp all winter. The man who kept his word and delivered the fuel while Elmer was away from the cabin. When Elmer returned to the cabin, it was dark, and he did not notice the fresh supply of kerosene placed inside his door. During the night, snow must have fallen from the roof and covered the fuel. It wasn't until spring that the melting snows revealed that shiny pan, light-giving liquid to his shocked dismay. Elmer realized he had passed the long winter nights in total darkness with lamp oil less than 3 feet from his door. The following summer, while on the trail, Elmer suffered a fatal heart attack, and that takes us back to Elmer Purcell, who was buried right back up there on the road. Now you know the whole story.
Great take. Let's go take a peek inside. I'm going to swoop here.
I'll just follow you right out.
Here's a front view of the cabin. Just inside that first room was Joe's stove. Cedar shakes up on top and around half of the front side of the cabin. Once again, this is Joe Varney reporting with none other than Dick Cronkite. Take it, Dick.
Thank you, Joe. Pleasure to be here. This is the flume that Joe Bump built. You've just seen his cabin back up the road there. So I understand that this thing is a couple of miles long. Every morning he'd get up, come out here with nothing but a pick and a shovel, start digging out these rocks and stacking them up. It's to bring water up to his workings, where he was doing some mining up the road here. We'll follow this on down just for a little bit, and you can see the rock formations that he's built down there where he had his tailings pond. And I think you'll find that quite interesting. Quite frankly, I wouldn't like to get up every morning and dig on this thing, but Joe did it, and this is his tribute. This is where Joe Bump's flume finally comes into the tailing pond. It goes on down around the corner. He kept the water in here. Here's where he washed off the gravel to get his fine pieces of gold out of here. Now the crew here today scrounged through the bottom of this just a little bit, and there are flecks of gold in here. I don't know that we could make a living if we stayed here, but we're seriously contemplating it, and if you don't get this tape back within a couple of years, the reason is that we will be here doing our prospecting, and when we come out, we'll be millionaires. Morning, America. Dick Cronkite signing off.
Creek. Washed out quite a bit. My memory is it was a little bit tougher when it didn't have quite so much water. We'll see how the first boat does when it comes on through. I'm not sure if it's going to be Jim or Rod that's going to come through first. That looks like Rod. He's going to come over. I think he's going to take the big... Nah, he took the easy way. Slid her right down. We got a, looks like a guide boat coming through here. We'll see how the big boys do it.
He's got to go backward. You get it? What?
And there comes Jim. I think he's going to kind of hold to the right side of the river. Yep, he is.
This is Pistol Creek. We had two boats have gone through here already. On the left-hand side, river left, didn't do much. Johnny thinks he's going to go down the middle over the rock. He's not going to get there. He's going to work. It's a pretty decent ride. A lot of hydraulics in here. Up, flipped an oar. Oh, there he goes. And on down the river.
Tough to get over, tough to hit that hole.
It sure is.
Real tough.
Well done, well done.
Well, I'm going to run up and get Dick.
Well, we spent last night at the Marble Creek Campground. Right there's Marble Creek Campground, which happens to be just right above the Marble Creek Rapids. Here's the rapids. And today's the 18th. Jim's going to be the first one through. Got that big one just right. Woo! Well, the videographer kind of screwed up right there. Almost fell all over himself.
Up here, he's got it pretty good. He's going to have to get himself some pulls. He's going to have to be right at the right for that curl as he comes in. He's okay now. Turn his nose into it right there. All right. That's it. That's the first one.
Well done. Well done.
Oh,
he kind of stalled out a little bit.
He hit that reversal and he's going to have trouble getting back over. Maybe he'll do it. He's got it. All right. Right into the hole. Now, next one up, then over. Got them all. Golly, you don't realize that reversal there.
Well done, well done.
He lost some of his...
Johnny Haverstad at Marble Creek. Well done.
Throw it in.
Okay, folks, it's going to be 2 beers. getting her lined up. Yeah, we'll get a good shot of Jay there. Well, that's all for Marble.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce the famed outdoor reporter, Dick Cronkite. Take it, Dick.
Good morning, America. We're here at the Whitey Cox campground, and this is the hot pool that we have here. You can see the majestic surroundings. First, I'd like to introduce you to the people. This is Gary, Jay, and Rod. And if the camera would zoom in, we'll see why we call him Rod. Well, go ahead. The temperature of the water here is about 85 degrees. Right up the trail here is the outhouse, which we'll show you in just a couple of seconds. It's the most scenic outhouse in the world. Rod's favorite.
I was there once before. It's the best one in the world.
He recommends it.
Well, I've been there every time. I've been saving up for 4 days.
Just below the bank there is the river where we'll be taking off, and we will show you a shot of the camp where we camped last night. The winds were approximately 150 miles an hour, but we managed to stay through the night, and everything stayed intact, including Joe Varney's high-tech.
I think almost all of us were blown off last night.
We almost were. It was a very rough night. Come with us now to the outhouse.
Again, reporting from the Whitey Cox campground, it's Dick Cronkite.
Good morning again. Right back down the trail here was the hot pool. We've walked up here about 150 yards, and this is what we were talking about, the world's most scenic John. Take a look at the panoramic view. And now we'll move up just a little bit and see if we can find some wildlife. This, again, is where we're looking for the wildlife. You'll notice that the bill of the hat changes occasionally. That's because of the intense heat of the sun coming over the mountain. It has to be this way at times, whatever direction the sun is pointing. Otherwise, the guy can go blind in this part of the country in less than 3 minutes. Coming around here and checking out for wildlife to see what we may find here, we find... Good morning, sir. We're doing an interview for the Whitey Cox campground here, and we'd wonder if you'd mind giving us a little bit of information about what you find the situation to be here.
Yes, I find it to be very rough, sir, and I wonder if I could use your shirt because you can't get very much when you wipe with these. And I'm just wondering if you have something a little bit more softer.
Actually, what we recommend is the sagebrush, sir.
Oh, thank
Simply tear off a piece of this. You'll notice it has a nice texture to it.
Yeah.
Break off the little thorns
Yeah.
there. And go ahead and use it, and I think you'll find it's just great. When you're done, come on down to the camp and we'll...
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Dick Cronkite, take 3, makeup!
We're not ready. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the grave site of Whitey E. Cox. He was in the 21st Infantry in World War II. He was born on August 13, 1914. He died on May 11, 1954. He was an infantryman in World War II. He was born on August 13, 1914. He was buried right here on this very spot on May 11, 1954. Our country's first victim of AIDS.
When we're back at the grave of Whitey Cox with our second anchor man, Rod Brokaw.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to introduce this little fellow right here. He's a squirrel that wandered into our camp last night. We haven't been able to get rid of him. We're going to take off and leave him here this morning.
This is Tappan Falls, and here comes Johnny Haverstadt. He is going to run that rapid right there. We think he's crazy, but here he comes. He's lining up on her. This is Tappan Falls. This guy is nuts.
done, Johnny. Well done.
All right, we're going to see what old Rod's going to do with it here. Coming through Tappan. Getting lined up. That ought to be a good run. Okay, here comes Jim. Boy, that wussy rider even put on his dry suit. I think we better zoom in and take a look at that. Oh, terrible. Right. See if he gets the lower part of it now. Got a nice job on it. Woo! Okay, folks, that's all for Tappan Falls. To change your heart. You see one of the Wanigans coming. So we'll see how he takes it. Right through the slot. Okay, guys, do your thing.
I can't do my thing in public. It's like going to the restroom with a jar.
Here's some white water down there.
Ooh, that's a big rock.
Not bad.
And here we have Dick Cronkite in the lead boat, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, Dick is attired in one of the famous Dick Cronkite dry suits worn by chickens and cowards all over the U.S. wide. And there they are waving at us.
That chicken suit on.
Actually, Dick is a disgusted Captain America contest applicant. This is Gary. Gary's getting a little kiss on the side there. And there's some water fight, ladies and gentlemen, and they're off. Then we're zooming back, and they're off. And we have a capital water fight. It's going on. And it's Gary, and it's Jay, and it's Dick. And now we're seeing the back. This could be an Olympic event, ladies and gentlemen. Thousands of gallons of water thrown at each other, ice cold. This is a Parahole whitewater. Here comes our boys. Right down. And you can hear Jay there on the front just yelling, having a good time. Look at that whitewater. Great stuff. We're going to zoom up here. Big rollers. The other guys coming through yet, John? All right. And here comes Dick and Jim and Gary. Again down a pair hole. Beautiful. Look at that. Oh, taking the boat, whipping it around. We're talking whitewater.
This is John Haverstadt. We are at Haystack Rapid. We've been high up on the hill scouting this mother. And now Johnny's going to run it. There's a big hole at the bottom next to a couple of big rocks. And we decided that we got to hit that hole. A couple little entry boulders we got to miss and stuff and line up in the chute to get to it. Looks like he's doing okay. There's a whole bunch of boulders in there.
Oh, John. All right. Get over.
Get over, Johnny.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh. Looks like he could be in trouble here. No, he's okay. There he goes into that hole. All right. Nicely done, John. And this is what he ran. And that's what we came out of, right up there. There's a Flying Bee Ranch up there. We didn't stop because they're a bunch of assholes and they charge $2.50 a gallon for ice. And we'll never stop there again. But they sure got a pretty setting.
We are folks at Vail Falls, and we're going to have Cronkite Ryder tell us all about this here.
Good morning, America. This is our last day into the trip. We're about 81 miles downstream from our starting point. We have about another 25 to go. As you've just seen back up here, we have Vail Falls. It comes down in a very fine stream. We also have one of the natives down here who will be taking a shower shortly. And back up on the hill here, we have some Indian paintings and one of the local natives up there to tell you about it. Tell us something, Barney. Explain what you got. The thing that he's pointing to on the far side there is a plus sign that shows us that the Indians stood at. And right in there we have some more little red marks. I can't see exactly what those are, but right up above Mr. Varney's head, you'll see a bunch of straight lines up and down. Just behind you there, Joe. That's their calendar where they kept track of the week. And they would go from Sunday through Saturday, and then they would start over again. I don't know how they handled the months, but it's probably some of the smaller graphics down below. That looks like a month by myself. Down here we have Jim taking a picture of our native down here who is now in the shower. Can you scan down there for us, John?
Okay, Jay, you're on.
Wave!
Wave at the camera.
Cold?
I don't hear much noise from that native down there. Well, Cronkite, would you like to finish up your narration here?
Well, I think that just about covers it, John. I just want to say it's a pleasure to be here. It's a heck of a hike up here and a heck of a hike back down. We have a lot of rapids left ahead of us. We'll be in about 4 o'clock this afternoon and on our way home. We'll probably get some more pictures in the meantime. Cronkite Ryder signing off.
New form of life or something?
Looks like we've got some sort of Neanderthal up there. Not a bad-looking dude, is it?
This may have been the Sasquatch who was back in camp earlier this morning.
Love accepted and smile.
Well, this is called Rubber Rapids.
What?
Rod's going to be the first one to take it. Actually, it's washed out a whole bunch. Right out here in the middle is really tough. He's going to try and come kind of along the right side. So much for that. Here comes some folks from Utah that we kind of been going up and down the river with. We'll see how they take it. Nice ride. Well, there comes Jim. And I guess the other people in the boat are Crude Rude. Get right up on old Crude Rude there. Oh, yes. Cronkite Ryder just put the bucket on his head. Looks the best he's been all day. Piece of cake. This is Lower Cliffside. We were going to video Upper Cliffside, but gosh, there was just nothing there. Should make a note, we also decided Weber was washed out. And it came as close to flipping me as I've ever been in my life. They said all they could see was the bottom of a boat. So here comes Two Beers through. Nice run! Now we'll go back up here and see if we can catch Jim. There comes Stroking Hard. Headed for the middle of the river. Well, I thought he was. He's in behind that rock now. There he comes. Bail, bail, bail!
Here we are at Rubber Rapids. We look up the stream, we can see Johnny and Joe getting ready to run it. Here it is, a wild piece of water. We're going to follow them right down through that slick and hope they make it.
That'll be a good one there, too. They're in a flip, you know. With that right angle there, I don't know how they keep from it.
ready to go. Rodney's run now, and here comes Grace in motion, tripping and leaping over the rocks, light-footed, young, nimble thing that he is, coming down to take a picture of Rodney. As near as I can tell, by the time he gets here, I'll be ready for Social Security, and he already is. Okay, we've got Rodney pulling out, coming down, stroking it, pulling hard, pulling hard. We've got Jay with his nose right into it. Here they come. A little far left, can't hardly tell for sure with this camera, but here he comes. He ran it right, and went through slick as could be.
Well, you know, we took a little trip through Weber, and we videoed a couple folks, but then there was one boat that couldn't be videoed, so we're going to let Cronkite Ryder tell us what happened here.
Shit, I don't know. I was underwater. You saw the little rapid back here that the other two guys came across.
Out of the way.
Right in addition to our captain, who brought us across upside down. And it wasn't Weber, it was rubber.
Rubber!
Hey, that's a real thrill. Tell them how you felt. It is hard to talk underwater, but we're going to go back and do it again so John can get it on tape.
Hey, we did prove one thing, and that is that you can turn a full raft right side up again.
Without taking the gear off.
Without gear off, right.
Someone dumb enough to stand underneath it while you tip it over.
You got the adrenaline flowing. My God, it worked. What a thrill.
Well, Cronkite, have you any more to say here?
I think that'll cover it for right now, John. I thank you very much for fighting your way out here to take these pictures today, and so the folks back home will know what the hardships we're under.
Bad jitters, bad jitters.
Last year when we came through, this is where nature was doing their house cleaning. Joe, kind of watch where I'm going here, would you?
Okay.
And so far they've managed to keep the raft upside this time. Oh yes.
We're almost to the confluence on a wonderful trip. Great weather. A little cloudy today. First day we had any clouds. It's been a little windy at night.
All right. Hear it for the river.